When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. Septum Sin versus the world. Septum Sin versus the world. Septum Sin versus the world. Septum Sin versus the world.
I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching Septum Sin vs. the World. I'm Septum Sin, I'm here with Kotobuki Jake, and we're here to show you what they got.
Indeed.
We're back and we're recharged. We're no longer on the beach, which is thankful because the beach we were on is flooded.
Yes, so very sad news. I was very pleased to learn that Spencer of Spencer's Market has been found safe and sound. The cat is their mascot. So, very good. And actually, as a little bit of solidarity, because unlike some people, I acknowledge that this was a very big storm, and a lot of people are hurting for it. While we were down there, I picked this shirt up. And see.
Well, they got a lot of our money.
They did get a lot of our money. Bros Sandwich Shack. National Geographic apparently thinks it's the best burger joint in the country. They were some good burgers. So, here we go. Maybe this little plug will help give them some reconstruction money.
Oh, yeah.
But we found some good stuff. We definitely... I feel bad for the folks that had to... deal with what came, but...
Admittedly, if you're looking for wildlife, this would have been the time to be down there.
There's probably some good shell collecting for some people, yes.
Provided they can get underwater for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Then we have to leave their homes.
Yeah, but, yeah, not just the Carolinas, of course. The Bahamas got...
Oh, yeah, they got smashed. The Bahamas, I mean, yeah, the Carolinas just got flooded.
Yeah.
I mean, but, which, you know, the good thing about it is that most of the houses are on stilts.
Right.
They're prepared for this because it happens way too often.
Well, it's like they showed that, with that picture that one of our friends put out of the... I think it's called the Pirate's Chest, this tourist place we went to on Ocracoke. The water was like right up to the porch. It was like they had planned it perfectly.
Oh yeah, they know what's going on. But we'll go ahead and get started, and we'll show you some of that beautiful movie footage.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, let's go. I'ma make a couple stacks, do exactly what I want to. Mix a couple tracks, get a lady that I'm drawn to. Turn up to the max, get me faded till I'm gone, dude. I do what I want, couldn't stop me if you wanted to. I just work hard, yeah, harder than the rest. Some people say I'm lucky, others saying that I'm blessed. But I keep my head down, cause I crave progress. You ain't never gonna stop me, cause it's my conquest. And I'm never gonna rest, yeah. And y'all don't know that I'm a soldier. I always felt like I'm alone, yeah. When everybody thinks they know, yeah. And y'all don't even know I own, yeah. And now I'm ready taking over. Cause every day I'm getting closer. Just look at everything I'll show ya. And now I'm ready, I'ma blow up. Yeah. I throw up, and if you cross me, it was good to know ya.
Well, I know you're gonna get started this time around. Not a huge week this week.
Not a huge week. There's a lot of stuff that's like just left to this middle of what we would necessarily be aware of. There's a lot of anime that like they like click as a blip on my radar, but I don't really have enough to say on them.
Like Super Lovers.
No, not that. Well, I could comment on that one, but I would prefer not to. I read reviews about it. They were not kind. But anyway, speaking of not being kind, let's go ahead and lead off with this one, I guess. This week sees the Season 3 release of the TV series Lethal Weapon. Now, the first 2 seasons were pretty good. They feature Damon Wayans in basically the Danny Glover role. And I think his name's Sam Claflin, if I'm remembering correctly, in basically the Mel Gibson role. Of course, it's definitely a re-envisioning of the movie series. It's a really fun show. It's a really enjoyable. But apparently the guy, it's Riggs and Murtaugh. Riggs is the loose cannon, right?
It's been so long since I watched them.
I can't remember. I think Riggs is the Mel Gibson role, the loose cannon guy. Apparently that guy was such a ginormous douche that he got fired from the series. And they decided to continue it on in the 3rd season with a new guy in his place, and still with Wayans. And
a new loose cannon.
Yes. I have no idea if Season 3 is as good as the first 2, but I think it's a good series. It's worth looking at, and if you've been collecting it, why not go ahead and get a new season? I will one of these days. I'll probably get the complete collection whenever that comes out, but yeah.
So one of the things Sentai is doing is, of course, they're doing these things, these condensed sets. And one of them is the Initial D Theatrical Collection, which has all 3 movies in one little tight package. See, I have them in actual Blu-ray form. I got them on one of their sales. And I have the original series.
These are the new ones, right?
Yeah, this is pretty much just Season 1, essentially. Maybe some of Season 2, but I know none of Season 3. Okay. So it was kind of weird. Season 1, Season 2 were normal. Season 3 was an actual movie. And then they went back to regular format for Season 4. But it's about this guy who does drag racing. And he learns all about Japanese drag racing, and they do the Japanese drag racing circuit. And it's reasonably fun. Not the best, but not terrible either.
Yeah, I'm not that big on racing stuff, but I know that is considered one of the racing anime, and one of these days I'll have
animation style is still... I don't know, I mean, you look at the art
even
style...
Even in the movies, it's not that good?
I don't like the art style that much, but...
Looks like they use a lot of CG.
They did for the racing, definitely.
Yeah.
But it looks much better than the series.
Okay, so speaking of anime and art, interesting art stuff, one movie coming out this week is one that I've been curious about for some time. If I remember correctly, I think this one's actually a couple years old, and it's just now made it over here. I could be getting that wrong. But there's a series called The Case of Hana and Alice. And not a series, a movie called The Case of Hana and Alice. And from what I understand, it's essentially these 2 girls trying to solve mysteries. Sort of the variation on the, as A&N put it, a variation on the cute girls doing cute things thing, which is the kooky girls doing kooky things, sort of. But the kooky thing about this movie, apparently... We both own a series that was very highly acclaimed that we still haven't watched, called Flowers of Evil. And Flowers of Evil got a lot of buzz when it came out because of how it was filmed. It was filmed with a multi-camera, live-action multi-camera, what they call rotoscoping, and then animated over. And apparently Hana and Alice is filmed the same way. And apparently there are moments in the film where that didn't work, but Even so, I am very intrigued by this. It looks like interesting. It looks kind of fun. I believe it got decent reviews when it came out.
Well,
and
experimenting is a way to progress.
Right.
Though this one might not have been the winner, it can lead to really big winners in the future.
Right.
If
Now,
the technique proves effective.
That's something we could say about, certain items on the list, particularly.
So, I thought it would be kind of fun to see some people. I've got some that are upgrading and one new release, and I'll save the new release for last. Actually, I'll save the best one for last. But one thing that's being re-released is Batman 4K. Now, I've got these here. Now, I wouldn't mind getting some special features on some of these, so it might be good to upgrade. But then I'd have to get the 4K version of Batman and Robin, and out of all four of them, that one is the least.
You can be tortured in high definition.
Because Batman Forever was tolerable at points, but Batman and Robin...
Batman Forever was entertaining. It was just batshit insane and so far off canon that it wasn't even funny.
But, Batman and Batman Returns, however, classics.
Oh, yeah.
If I was to say must-haves and collections, those Tim Burton Batmans are must-haves. Much like the trilogy, the Dark Knight trilogy is a must-have. I'm not so sure that the other two in this are must-haves, and I'm not even sure why they need to be packaged with this. I think they're their own thing.
One could argue that Batman Forever is almost on par with Batman 66 in terms of essentials, but not quite.
Well, what's weird is that George Clooney could have made a really good Batman.
Yes, I have said this before. George Clooney is the best man alive to do the Adam West Batman. Yeah. And he did not, apparently. He
did pull out a Bat credit card at one point. Never leave home without it.
I still have Batman, Batman and Robin? I still have that sitting around unwind. I think you gave it to me when you got this collection. Now, this is a repackaging a condensation of because they've been doing them individually in 4K, right?
This is not a condensation.
Okay, because haven't they been doing them individually in 4K the last
They have, but this time it's a box that you can put around them.
Oh, I see. So it's an art box sort of deal.
Yep.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
So no saving space, sorry.
Well, compared to my DVDs, yeah.
I mean, it's definitely, this is a space saver.
Yeah, that is, yeah. So at any rate, one that, actually, let's stick with DC Comics for a minute. Supergirl Season 4 is coming out this coming week. Big fun. I just finished watching Season 1. I decided to go through the whole Arrowverse and didn't realize that I'm missing most of this particular season. I have Season 2 of Flash that we've been watching, but I'm missing Supergirl 2 and Arrow Season 4. I need to get to the library and check them out, I guess. So
I need to get into the... I mean, I've got all the Arrowverse stuff for the most part. I just need to get a timeline thing so I know when to watch each season, though I've watched most of Green Arrow already. But,
I'm just baffled because I'm almost certain that Flash and Supergirl began at the same time. I'm almost certain. And yet Supergirl is just now getting a 4 release where Flash got the 5 release, like a week or two ago?
There must have been some sort of...
There must be some... Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Jacked up thing for when it switched, maybe, or
I don't know.
I don't know.
Or maybe it's just because Flash and Gotham started at the same time. But I could have sworn there were 3 of them at once. But yeah, it's Supergirl. From what I've seen, I have finished Season 1. And it's a fun series. And it's a whole lot more upbeat and fun than Arrow.
I mean, I have the first 3 seasons. I just, I usually wait till, Black Friday.
And it doesn't hurt that Melissa Benoist is awesome.
So, another awesome comic book film, well, maybe not so much, by the people that brought you X-Men Last Stand, X-Men Dark Pheonix, which is, from what I've heard, not that far off from X-Men Last Stand.
And
as
I'm
far
sure
as
that's
reception.
exactly how they marketed it, too.
Well, you know what? It's everything that came out about it spoke to that. You had a lot of the same people who worked on Last Stand do this one, which
Yeah.
it's like, so if you make a mistake, repeat it.
Well, they did not bring back Brett Ratner,
No.
and they do have the new cast.
Yeah, this is the wrap-up of the First Class storyline, and really the last of the X-Men movies from the old guard before they go over to the Mouse.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man will not be going over to the Mouse anymore. And, well, that is what it is.
Yeah, that is disappointing. They had such a good thing going. But, I'm still cautiously optimistic about the reintroduction of the Fox characters into the...
Have you
MCU.
heard about some of the New Mutants rumors that they're doing now? They have decided to eliminate the word mutant from the movie itself, which I guess the title is still New Mutants, but that makes no sense.
That makes no sense.
And
Just release the damn movie and
any
start
relation
over.
to X-Men.
Release the damn movie and start over. The New Mutants was already a radioactive hot potato. I don't even know what
I thought it was really cool at first.
It's a cool
and it's
idea.
been going downhill. Everything I hear just keeps making it sound
I
like
know.
worse and worse.
I mean, on the one hand, you have Anya Taylor-Joy, who's awesome, playing Illyana Rasputin, who's really freaking
Is
awesome.
apparently not related to Colossus now.
Just release the damn movie as a standalone movie and forget it ever existed and start over.
Which I think they're going to be doing, actually. That's exactly what they're going to be doing.
But don't eliminate all... No, incorporate it. Incorporate it properly.
Oh, Fox! As much as they have mishandled that property so badly.
I know the New Mutants was always one of your favorite
It
X-Men
was.
things.
I knew they were going to screw it up because it's Fox. If I was looking for something like the comics, I wouldn't be watching any of the movies.
See, I really want... Because Illyana is such an awesome character. She's besties with Kitty Pryde. To do either of them right, you gotta do the other one right.
But,
And I love the fact that she's currently this student of Doctor Strange. And I would love to see that in a movie, but that ain't happening. I think Benedict Cumberbatch is going to retire that role long before they bring her in. But
so, I mean, the Fox era has been interesting, and I'm glad to see it come to a close. From the really, really good with Logan to the really, really bad with X-Men Origins Wolverine. Actually, it's kind of funny.
yes, Wolverine's at both ends. Well, no, actually, some would argue the Fantastic Four is worse than X-Men Origins.
Fantastic,
It's debatable. But I will say they butchered twice, managed to butcher Doctor Doom, and the second time they made him almost as bad. The worst thing about X-Men Origins Wolverine was what they did with freaking Deadpool.
Yeah.
Well, the worst thing was missed opportunities. Because not only was Ryan Reynolds, as anyone who saw Deadpool and Deadpool 2 knows, he is Deadpool.
And one could say the Fox X-Men universe, that's one of the things they did right the most, is they actually, Deadpool is also where they screwed over, and they made it good.
Another thing that they got right on the casting that they really, 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 really screwed up, X-Men Origins Wolverine killed it, nipped it in the bud. Leo Schreiber was a great Sabretooth. They should have... No. But anyway, that's enough on that movie.
Yes. Moving on.
Moving forward. Okay, I honestly had not even heard of this until a few minutes ago, but anyone who's at all into documentaries, anyone who's at all follows the names in documentaries, there's a few names you will know. You will know Michael Moore. You will know Errol Morris. You'll know probably Werner Herzog, a couple others.
Yeah.
You will know Ken Burns. And anytime he puts something out, it's something of an event. And in fact, I will be presenting something from him in a week or two on our pickups.
Ah.
But this week sees the release of his country music documentary. He has done a documentary on jazz, so he has touched music in the past. And from what I hear, the jazz doc was supposed to be pretty damn good. So I'm looking forward to this. I used to be a big country fan. Not as much anymore, but I still appreciate a lot of it. And I would love to see what Burns does on the subject matter. Yeah.
All right. Well, this one I'm not going to spend much time on. But for those of you who did not get it on DVD, you're in luck. They've upgraded this movie to Blu-ray. We are getting the Blu Ray release of Velocipastor. Excellent movie. Film of the year.
I bet you have never seen it.
Nope.
But
Probably
it is
never will.
it is one of the titles of the year.
Now, if somebody were to say, like, if they were going to do it Transide Movies Galore, I would probably make sure I got to get on that one. Or if somebody said, you know what, we're going to sit down and watch Velocipastor, I would probably say, okay, I'll check this out. Whether I'd spend money on it, debatable.
Maybe you can get the group together to sit down and watch it.
Odd, huh?
Well, anyway, our last one's actually two. They're separate releases, but we're lumping them together because one is a sequel to the other. And they are classic. Actually, these we could do on Inside Movies Galore. I could see Dave actually going over.
We did a Western month, yeah.
Yes, if we do another Western month. Two of the classic Western, really they're comedies, but kind of like they're kind of sort of comedies. From the, if I remember correctly, I think 1968, 1970. They're from, like the end of the 60s, start of the 70s. The movie Support Your Local Sheriff and its follow-up, Support Your Local Gunfighter. Both films star James Garner, who anyone who is familiar with my favorite Western, Maverick, or the old TV series that produced it, is aware that James Garner is perfectly suited to Westerns. And I don't remember everyone who's in it. I know Suzanne Pleshette is in, I think it's Gunfighter, the second one. And I just couple nights ago watched a Columbo episode with her. It'd be interesting to revisit this role. I haven't seen these movies in years. I watched them as a kid with my parents. I've probably seen each. I'm not even sure I've seen them more than once. I think so, but it's been years. But they're getting Blu-ray releases. I'm guessing probably the first time they've been on Blu-ray. And I want these movies, and now that they're back in print, I'll probably have to get them. But if you've never seen them, if you've never even heard of them, like he apparently never had, check them out. They are good, fun movies. If you like Westerns, you will enjoy them. Even if you don't, you might enjoy them, especially if you like James Garner. He does great with these kind of roles, and yeah.
I want these as much as I want most Western movies.
High praise indeed.
And on that note, I hope you've enjoyed this.
Right.
Click like if you've enjoyed our video. Of course, subscribe to our channel. We seem to be getting some more trickling in. We had about 2 or 3 actual subscribers this past week.
Good times.
So welcome aboard, all of you. And, of course, share. Sharing is how we slowly are building our subscriber base. We've been doing this for 3 years now. Hard to believe. And actually, yeah, now that August is over, 3 years. So, that's we've been slowly building up like at a handful of subscribers at a time, but we have managed to get over 100, and we're moving towards 200.
Excellent.
And that's something we're wanting to get to. So, I hope to eventually see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.